Hey guys, this is Kristen at Crafty Cat Doc. I am here today to show you these two little golden book journals that I finished. These were requested by someone, so I just finished them and I wanted to get the video up so she can see it and see if she wants to buy them. If for some reason she does not, you will see them pop up on my Etsy shop and I will put a link below. But if she is interested, they will already be sold and they will be a custom listing for her in my shop. So she wanted the Fuzzy Duckling and the monster at the end of this book. So I will start with Fuzzy Duckling. So this is a 1980 copy. This is actually Liberty fabric, which is very hard for me to part with because it's beautiful and lovely. But that's on a soft canvas spine. And we've got some more fabric on the edge of the book and some trim fabric on the edge of the book on the back. So inside, these are very similar to the Four Puppies journal that I made, which she also purchased. So thankful for her. But so all the pages of the book are in there. They are not necessarily in the correct order, but they are all there. So we've got the first page, some scrapbook paper with a fabric tag, some typewriter paper with a little whale tail tag, just some journaling paper, vintage ledger with trim, some map paper. This is not, oh, it is real map. It's from the UK. I got it in Scotland, so it's pretty cool. A little glassine envelope of extra whale tail tags, vintage sheets tag. This is a printable feed sack fabric that is a pocket on this side with just a little Rolodex card, and on this side there is a cutout frame pocket that you can slide things in. Got some trim there, more of the book. I love this little duck fabric. I didn't know what I was going to do when I bought it a while ago, but it's perfect in here. I have attached this little floating pocket that I made that has a card with a vintage linen on the back. You can also journal on the back of the pocket, and that just slides in there. I love all the animals in this book. A little ticket for a tab there, more trim on vintage ledger, just some black craft paper, white paper. This is a pocket with a vintage, sorry, my desk is a mess just out of camera frame. A vintage postcard invitation thing. Got a lot of those. And then you can stick something in this little frame as well. You've got a flip up here, you can write, put another pocket on, whatever. Vintage ledger, fabric tab on some lined paper, more scrapbook paper with trim. Oh, the colors in this book are so vibrant. Scrapbook paper with rickrack, vintage ledger with fabric tab, craft paper. This is a paper clip made from a fabric snippet strip that I made and put a button on, and it is sewn on that paper clip. This is vintage phone book paper. This is a collage tag that I made with a piece of vintage quilt top and a label. Inside this pocket, we have a card with a D for a duckling. We've got a Monopoly card, flash card, and just a homemade journal card. Those all slip in there. And we've got more craft paper. This is also part of a vintage quilt. I did not take the quilt apart on either one of those. I have taken quilts apart, but these were just quilt pieces that I found. More vintage ledger with a trim, scrapbook paper. This is another pocket that I made. I made it to look like a CD envelope, but it is not. It's just made out of paper with another tag that's been collaged on the front and vintage linen on the back. This one does have acetate in it. Fabric tab, another ticket tab, vintage trim. This is a folded over envelope, so it has a pocket on either side. So here we have a old school, like a large card that teachers would use in front of the class with some fabric sewn on top. Inside this, there's a pocket in the back with a guest check and an old receipt. And this is a piece of vintage ledger or notebook paper. It is original. Just really like the color and the writing on it. I thought that was cool. And then inside the front pocket, we have a clue score sheet and a suspect card. Some architectural graph paper, writing paper with some grocery stamps, some more vintage sheet tab. The other side of that envelope, in that one we have a large journal card with some collage and a cutout from a children's book. Some old printer paper, tab on some graph paper, more vintage ledger. This is kind of a piece together paper. This is Planner Society paper with washi, fabric washi that I made, a piece from a Harry Potter book, bric rack, more fabric washi, scrapbook paper with a fabric tab. This is some really cool butterfly vintage trim. So it's eyelet, but the eyelets make up butterfly with little antenna. I thought that was super cute. Wheel-tail tab on some graph paper from Field Notes. In this pocket, we've got a bingo card, a Yahtzee scorecard, and then 3 little postage ephemera pieces. Those are really fun to decorate pages with. A page from Mary Poppins. More fabric washi over a piece together music page and just pink graph paper. Some floral trim. Another vintage tab. Vintage ledger, scrapbook paper. I did not attach the library cards in these books, and if you're watching, which I assume you will be, the lady who bought the last one, I realized I did not put the library card in the pocket and 4 little puppies. So in the monster book, there's 2 cards in the library pocket, but I didn't know where to attach it. I don't like putting them on the back of the little golden books. I love this, and I didn't want to put it there, so I just paper clipped it in both books, and you can put it wherever you'd like, or not put it in at all. Scrapbook paper with fabric tab. This is some really cute strawberry trim. Yeah, it was pulled off of something, but it was just loose when I got it, but I thought it was super cool. Little butterfly page, a little side tuck with a sewing pattern card that I made on a vintage index card, a little journaling card that I made, and then an index card with a little fabric cluster there. Old dictionary page with a tiny little scrap of kitten fabric that's super cute. Trim. This envelope, it was torn at the top. It is, I cannot read the date. Looks like 18 something, I'm not sure. I stuck some extra fabric washi in there and I just clipped that on. You can put that wherever you'd like. This is a pocket with 3 pieces of just labels. I've just put them on random things so you can kind of use them wherever and use it to label your journaling. On this side, it flips out, and here we have just a journaling card that I made, and then the cutout from that frame earlier, or from a frame like that one earlier. It's not that one. Fabric tab, vintage trim, or I don't think that trim's vintage, but this is a hidden paper clip with more of that fabric snippet roll on it. This is a page from an old stamp album that I got. Cutco recipe page, another pocket. I made out of scrapbook paper with a duck flashcard and just a ticket, vintage ticket from CBS Radio Playhouse, 1952. There's no pocket there, it's just glued on. Fabric tab, more fabric washi, more trim, and that is it for that one. Again, that's the Fuzzy Duckling. And then let's look at the monster. Monster at the end of this book. This is one of my favorite little golden books to read to my kids. I am an 80s kid, and little golden books were a huge part of my early reading journey, but I didn't have this one, so I don't remember this one from my childhood, but I love to read it to my kids, so I have multiple copies, and it's one of my favorites. And this copy is from 1971. So again, same thing, all the pages are in here. They are not necessarily in order. And it is very similar, so I'm just going to kind of flip through it a little bit faster without all the explanation. Again, the quilt pieced pocket, some journaling cards that I made. Part of this book, if you haven't read it, is breaking down a brick wall. So I found this brick paper and I thought it was super cute. So there's a tag there. There's a couple other pieces. in here. Such a cute book. If you guys have children and you or grandkids or whatever and you've never read this book, you should read it to them. It's so good. Another one of the floating pockets. More trim. The paper clip for this book. And here's a brick pocket with the guest check and the receipt inside. Again, the ephemera is a very similar hidden paper clip. I kind of got stuff together for all these little golden book journals that are in the series I'm making. And so it's all similar. This, however, I found, it's the only piece I have. I didn't even know I had it. It must have been mixed in with some other quilt pieces. So I sewed it on as a little pocket with the vintage postcard, the invitation postcard. But somebody wrote a bunch of amounts for things on there. I thought that was super cool. So that's a cute little pocket that's unique to this one. Some tracing paper. You could stick something in there. I did not. Vintage ledger. Here's a little, this is the frame pocket for this one. Here's the flip up for this one. And on this one, it's a side pocket. More fabric washi. More trim. Another quilt piece and fabric washi. Put a G in for Grover. Some rickrack. Is vintage rickrack. The pocket in this one's bigger. A couple of them I made bigger with a cute little mouse on there. This envelope opened correctly, so it is glued in. More fabric washi there. Lots of stuff going in this pocket. There is a old Scantron. It's not old, it's a new Scantron for test taking. There is another G for Grover. There's some postal things and a vintage ticket and some fabric washi going on there. There is cats. This cat fabric is my favorite. I love cats, hence my name. I'm also a doctor for cats, hence my name. Dogs too. And can get that back in. And then this is the large journaling card here with the little turtle. There is a glassine envelope with whale tail tabs rather. More rickrack. Here is the library card, and again, there's 2 in there. Trim. Another little brick pocket with the bingo card, Yahtzee scorecard, and Clue scorecard. I love using those things as ephemera. Grocery stamp tab. More of the European map. I don't know where it's to. I found another little quilt piece, so I made it into a pocket in this one. This one has the label pieces and Monopoly and the little Rolodex card in it. Some vintage trim. This pocket I did this direction with the flashcard, and then this is a handwritten note from 1914 on a really cute little card stationery. There's the flip out here. This is another piece of the hexagon pieces that were on the pocket earlier. Another little brick tag. Those are backed with avocado dyed paper. And there's the end of that one. So again, I will get this video, obviously the video's up if you guys are watching it. If you see these pop up in my Etsy shop, they're free for all, but there will be a custom listing for them both together that is just for the previous buyer. If she passes them up, I will put individual listings. So thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you for purchasing my journals. I very much appreciate it. And I love reading your comments. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. I hope I have some more coming soon.